Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? This is actually another tutorial that I'm gonna do on a follow-up on my cabbage. My collard greens. My bad. Sun getting to my brain. Been out here in the heat. All right, and then I also have cucumbers in my garden, and I also have squash that I also planted from seed. Just doing a little follow-up, and I got corn and okra, and then also etc. some sweet basil. So we'll be showing you guys my garden and inside. Follow me up. All right, so next, this is my row corn, which I got like 8 of these out of a corn stalk that I actually had last year. I got 8 of these that I got a corn stalk that I had last year. It actually grew up voluntarily. I don't know how, but and then 8 other seeds I planted myself. Okay, now, and these are my okra plants I have also here that also grew from seed. I grew all these from seed. These are from the seeds that I have from last harvest. I have quite a few. I spaced them out a lot a lot spacey. Probably maybe I would say I spaced them out probably like 3 feet from each other. I would say like they're spaced out like 3 feet from each other, pretty much. And I got it going on down. I continued this whole row. I'm actually working on it, but it's a working in progress, so it's coming along, you know, slowly but surely. All right, and then here is my collards, my row of collards. I have a whole row of collards going down that I actually got from the seeds from last year from this plant right here. This plant right here I've been eating off this plant for approximately a year and a half now, and you see it starts to bolt. If you look up here, you can tell it's bolting, and when it's bolting, that means it's getting ready to go into like these little flowers, and the little flowers will produce like, they'll be like little yellow flowers, and then they'll get so tall they'll produce seeds, and they'll be like in these little pods, which I'll probably show you the pods that I have stored away and put away. These ladybugs, see, look, the ladybugs, little bugs like to be on my plant and stuff like that. I just pull them, shake them off, give them a little shake, you know. And then, as you see from the old stock, that I do have collard greens growing from the old stock. So, like collard greens, like I'm gonna say, one thing about collard greens is they're like all year round, pretty much. You know, they still can bolt, but then you'll still see on your old stocks that you can get collards growing on them, just like these, like such and so. Okay. But then moving along, I have these fresh ones right here. So on this whole row right here, this is one of my biggest ones right here that it just took off. I don't know, it's because of the spacing, I'm not sure, but I just pretty much just went collard crazy because I eat collards, I love collard greens, so I just wanted to plant a whole bunch of them. All right, moving along, I'm going to show you guys my squash plants. Now, these are summer squash. These are the squash that grow like straight up. They grow like straight up. If you can tell, you see, they grow like straight up. See, it's captured. That's my little baby one, but I planted these around the same time. But this one right here, all these are from seed. I actually planted this one in the ground from seed directly instead of into a cup and with soil. So and then I just didn't transfer it. It was already transferred in the garden, pretty much. See how she's doing. She's getting pretty big there. Moving along, I have tomato plants. I have cherry tomato plants too, also as well. Then I have some more squash, some more summer squash that are growing straight up. Summer squash that's growing straight up, which I'm going to like get some more dirt here, and I'm going to post it up a little bit more so it's stand up straight when it grows. There it goes. That's better. Okay, and that's my squash. I had a couple squash this year. And now moving along to my cucumber plants. My cucumber plants are right over here. Okay, see, I do a little bit of pruning sometimes with my cucumber plants. So they tend to have different shoots Like they can like have multiple shoots, and I usually just keep my cucumber plants at a minimum of shoots. Like I'll have like one shoot per cucumber plant. That way that it can focus on production of the vegetable more. If that makes any sense, it can focus on one shoot than like a dozen shoots, and then your garden would be like less bushy if you prune. And you can also look on YouTube for pruning and stuff like that. Pruning is basically where you like get rid of like more than one shoot. Like, okay, like right here. Like, okay, you see where I cut right here. So these were shoots. Those are gonna like produce more cucumbers, but it's better to have just like one or two shoots than just having like a multiple thing of shoots. It can cloud your garden up like really bad. It can clutter it up, and you know, you won't have no space to grow other stuff. But it also works on production of having more harvest. You can have more harvest. This is a watermelon plant. It voluntarily came up. That was from last year. And for some reason, watermelon plants just seem to want to come up anytime when the dirt is submerged or whenever I was digging in here. And it's really kind of right now. We're in July, so it's not really a good time right now from this. They need to be really big by now, because where I live at in my climate here in North Carolina, like, you know, right now it's gonna we're gonna have a cold front soon around November, and then it's gonna be a wrap or something. Because I grew watermelons last year. They only got the size of like maybe miniature size cantaloupe or something like that. They didn't get too big at all. Didn't have too much of a good production with that last year. So, you know, moving along. But you see that I've grew my cucumbers up on trellises. I just like it like that. That way, you know, you can have more space in your garden. And then I have my cucumbers growing on the outside of my fence. That way they can grow and run up on here, run up on the fence. I like them growing up on the fence. Yep. As you see, I got them along here, along the fence. And these are my okra plant. This is my okra plant. She's doing all right. I got her in the corner over here. Kind of just spaced stuff out like a little bit, like everywhere around in my garden, because I was feeling like I was running out of space. So that's why you see like this is freshly dug up, so I could actually put a row of tomatoes. And I actually have a tomato at the end of this row. It's doing pretty good so far. And last but not least, that I got also growing in my garden is basil. Which with the basil, I grew the basil in a container, a used plastic container, because I make it where, you know, I use everything that's around my resources, anything that's around, instead of having to buy white pots and stuff like that. And then I also have gotten pots from, you know, stores and stuff from, you know, other flowers in the past, and my uncle, you know, tossed me down some, so I use some of these to grow some of my veggies into. It works. Then, you know, of course you guys are familiar with these, the little planters. I know you guys are familiar with the planters. Those really help a lot too. And I grew, actually, don't laugh you guys, but I actually grew the sweet basil in this pot right here, in this little plastic container, all of them. All right, and then I separated them. Okay, moving along. Sorry guys, I'm so sweaty. It's hot outside. Should have picked a different time, a little cooler time to do a tutorial, but yeah. Alrighty, so next, we're moving along. I planted pink chard, not pink chard, but rainbow chard. I got a package of rainbow chard I ordered off of Amazon not too long ago. And I planted it probably like a week or two ago. And just now, before you know it, before my eyes, the chard is actually popping up. So, and here's the chard. I don't know, I'm gonna have to really focus a lot in it, but I don't think you guys will be able to see it right now because of my camera. But the shard is actually coming up. It took it a while for the shard to come up. I have some little babies growing in there. Sometimes they say that when you grow shard that multiple plants come out of one seed. So that's what, you know, what I got so far. And you guys can't really probably see it, but you know what, when I actually when they grow a little bit bigger, you guys will be able to see it. But that's my shard. It's growing up. It's a little baby. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just a little baby, and there's some growing in there too. Then I planted shards like everywhere. I planted probably like, I want to say at least about maybe 80 seeds. In the package, I want to say that 150 came in the package, I guess. Yep. Alrighty, well you guys, so that's about wraps it up. Oh, then I want to show you my little bed that I got right here too. This has collard greens in it. These are collard greens. Some of them are doing good, some of them are not. I have to come back and have to water them. Sometimes as the sun is overbearing, the summer sun is a little bit overbearing, and I see little critters done got to these ones right here. But the ones in the garden are doing very good. They're doing very better than the one that I have in this little bed right here. I don't know if it's because of this is pig poo that I use and some compost, but for some reason the ones in my other bed in my garden out here are doing like way better. As you can see, those collards are doing way better. All right, YouTube, you guys have a good one and keep that green thumb.